Hi guys, this is Cap Coldblood. You probably know me if you're looking at this from the Hello Greedo Discord patron chat. I may post this in general. I'm not certain, but this is day one, November 1st, 2017, of me doing the 30-day Star Wars challenge. Now, the first day's challenge is to talk about your favorite Star Wars character of all time, and well, mine's pretty simple. Mine would have to be Darth Vader, and by very small extension, Anakin Skywalker. And that stems all the way back to when I was first introduced to Star Wars. My friend brought over a copy of Lego Star Wars, the video game. The first one was episodes 1, 2, and 3, and then the bonus episode on the Tantive 4. I got to play the first two episodes of Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, with the Starfighter level, as well as the Rescuing the Chancellor level, where I preferred to play as Anakin Skywalker. In my mind, he looked cool. I loved his blue laser sword, they called it at that point. So he was an interesting character to me. I also liked the way he swung his lightsaber. If you played the game as a kid or played it recently, you realize each lightsaber wielder has their own little fighting style. Like Luke in his Bespin uniform has a kind of like jujitsu style fighting form. I really liked Anakin's style, and the simple fact that he had a blue laser sword that could cut down robots. And I was 7 at the time. Later, by extension, I really started getting into Star Wars probably about 13, 14 years of age. Then I really started to get into... I watched the prequels a lot when I was a kid. I mean, I watched Episode 1, Phantom Menace, when I was probably about 13, 14. I really, really liked that episode. I loved Qui-Gon Jinn. Darth Maul was cool. Obi-Wan, I thought he was a completely different actor at that point. But all of that to say, I didn't really get into the character of Darth Vader until I was probably around 14 years old. I'd always had a big red lightsaber, literally like 3 to 4 feet long. It's been broken since, but it was Darth Vader's personal lightsaber. It was incredible, it was awesome, and I always loved it. Well, then I got into the game franchise known as The Force Unleashed. I'd previously played the PlayStation 2 version when I was a kid, and then I got the Xbox 360 version from a friend 2 years ago, and I recently got into playing that from that time on. So I've really enjoyed that. But the Darth Vader in that game is the quintessential Darth Vader in my mind. James Earl Jones will never be defeated, but the Darth Vader from that game, who also voices Darth Vader in Forces of Corruption, the Empire at War expansion pack, he is the quintessential Darth Vader, very intimidating, very deep. One of my favorite lines from it is, "You have done well, my apprentice." You know, those lines towards the end of the game. And he's so dark and imposing, and it's so euphoric to be able to play as him in the opening levels of Kashyyyk. That's one of my favorite Darth Vader experiences. I literally will start whole brand new games just to play that level, because otherwise it's locked off. It's the tutorial level for Force Unleashed, if you don't know what I'm talking about. But you play as Darth Vader, you get to go around just killing Wookiees with Force Choke and Force Push, throwing your lightsaber all over the place, just cutting them to pieces, using your own stormtroopers as cannon fodder. And that's just incredible in my mind, extremely hilarious. But the power exuded by Darth Vader, if you've seen certain pictures or certain films that I can't bring up to mind, you see this figure, and then suddenly there's a red lightsaber that ignites. It's like the scene at the end of Rogue One. That was probably the best Darth Vader scene in any film or any video game anybody's ever had, and I don't think any of us dispute that. But with Darth Vader, it's that feeling of dark hallway, you hear his breathing, you see the lightsaber, and in 5 seconds you're all dead. It's that power, it's that imposing personage that Darth Vader leaves with you. So really, it's just impressive. It's most impressive, Darth Vader's whole arc. And I don't just like him because he looks incredible. He's the best looking villain in history, in cinematic history. He wasn't intended to be the main villain. That was Tarkin in Episode 4. Lucas saw his popularity just skyrocket as soon as he walked in on the Tantive 4. So he made him the main villain and continued to write, you know, the normal story. He just tweaked things a bit. But his voice is impressive, his personage is impressive, his armor is incredible, his lightsaber has inspired me for years. Now red is my favorite color lightsaber. I had I don't often buy little kids' toys for Star Wars, but I bought a Blade Builders Star Wars Darth Vader lightsaber, and it's incredible. I've misplaced it, and I can't... but that lightsaber, I swing it around almost every day if I could. I used to do it when I had it. But feeling like Darth Vader is the most impressive thing. If a lot of people, if you know me from the Q&A posts that I make for Hello Greedo's Patreon account, this Patreon Q&As, you know from my questions and my comments that I am a huge fan of the Empire. Half that reason is because of Darth Vader. If Star Wars were real, and I fantasize a lot about this, if Star Wars were real, the first thing I would do is find Darth Vader and throw myself in front of him. I don't care if he kills me, it's Darth Vader, and I get to see him in the flesh. But anyway, well, more machine now than man. But anyway, he's just, I love his story arc as well. Don't think that it's just because he's incredible and cool, and he's a great villain. I love a good villain, like Loki from the Avengers, though Vader's way better than he'll ever be. Point being, Vader is a deep character, an interesting character. Everything he does is focused around the ones he loves. He turned to the dark side because he felt his wife was going to die, and she did, but he turned his back on everything he knew for the ones he loved. And I'm not going to say it's completely noble. I mean, it still was, killing, murder, lots of it too. But, point being, I really support everything he did. Really, it's, what is it? At the end of the episode 6, he also sacrificed himself to save Luke. He sacrificed himself to save his own son. That's noble. That's honorable. And he did a lot of despicable things. I mean, I have appreciation for cunning. If somebody is, able to think their way through something and fool the enemy into admitting defeat when they had a clear victory on their hands. It brings me to the point where, in one of the Darth Vader comics, one of the newer ones, a Jedi Master was protecting a group of younglings in his ship, and Vader said that if you will turn yourself over to the dark side, then I will spare them. And the Master, bereft of everything taken from him, he agreed. And then Vader blew the ship to bits and killed the Jedi Master. So it's just incredible the amount of power he has. Even in his altered state, the Force flows through the active body, and Anakin lost almost all of his active body. He's like 20% human now in there, with the burns and the lost limbs and all that. He's so powerful. Like, oh my goodness. It feels wrong okay, spoilers for The Force Unleashed. If you haven't seen it, skip a few seconds ahead. The dark side ending, you kill Darth Vader. That's not possible. The Starkiller is insanely powerful to kill the Chosen One. And that's another reason I like Darth Vader. He is the Chosen One. The Jedi ignored him. The Jedi just completely forgot about him because it was too inconvenient. They didn't care. And if you know my ideals, I'm biased against the Jedi. I think they should all be exterminated. I'm glad they were, most of them. But Order 66 was deserved, and Vader executed Order 66 very well. He hunted hundreds, if not thousands, of Jedi down and killed them all. Every single type of Jedi that there was, he killed. 3 ways. But he brought balance to the Force. It was Yoda and Obi-Wan, and Vader and Palpatine. It was balanced. Yes, the Empire was in power, and there was peace. It was balanced until the Rebellion got involved, but that's for another film. But the point is, Vader is my all-time favorite Star Wars character, to wrap this up. He is imposing, he is powerful, he is unstoppable, and oh my goodness. If you've played Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, there is an ability you can get. You can get Choke, Wound, and Kill. Whenever you use that ability, it is essentially Force Choke. And every single time that I use it on somebody, I always act out. Literally, I take my left hand off the keyboard and I reach up and I choke like this. Because it's a reference to Darth Vader. He made that popular, just like how Force Lightning didn't exist until Palpatine used it on Luke. Choking is Vader's signature, like in Battlefront 2015, which don't talk about Battlefront 2015, but he uses Force Choke, and in Battlefront 2, 2017, he's going to use Force Choke, and it's going to be extremely powerful too. It's just incredible how iconic Darth Vader is, and I love the character a lot. His suit is $9,000 for a movie-scale replica, but he's an amazing character that I would die to be as. And as a final note, that is also why I'm a bit into Kylo Ren. He kind of channels that bit of Darth Vader, but he's not trying to be Darth Vader. He reminds me just enough of his grandfather to the point where I can see that guy came from Darth Vader, but he's not trying to be Darth Vader. He's trying to be his own. And the reason he's not trying to be Darth Vader is because, thankfully, J.J. Abrams realized no one can ever surpass Darth Vader. So I hope you guys enjoyed my kind of unscripted rambling thing. We'll pick this up again tomorrow, where I will discuss my favorite member of the Rebel Alliance, which, you know, pretty difficult to do since I hate every single one of those scum, but we'll see how this goes. So thank you all guys for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.